Hi everybody, welcome back to 100% Mag. So we are live on YouTube, and of course Newcastle United took on Leeds United down at Elland Road tonight, and of course, as we all know, it ended 5-2 to Leeds United. Now we're going to talk about the game. Anybody that wants to get involved, of course, in the chat, get commenting, give us your thoughts on the game tonight against Leeds United. As I just go through how the game played out. So, what can we say? We went into the game tonight hoping, of course, to pick up the third win in a row in the Premier League, and the first time under Steve Bruce since, of course, Steve Bruce last did it for Wigan back in 2009. And it would have been the first time if he had done it tonight, but unfortunately, he wasn't able to do it as per the scoreline. But looking at the way the game played out, Newcastle took the lead through Jeff Hendrick, which was quite surprising, I've got to say, to be honest, that Jeff Hendrick actually scored in the game. And the fact that Jeff Hendrick was actually playing in the game as well was quite a surprise, to be honest. I thought, that was a bit of a lackluster lineup by Steve Bruce. I felt he should have probably went with more along the lines of Miggy in there, instead of Jeff Hendrick. Another player that was pretty lackluster as well tonight for it, I've got to say, was Sean Longstaff. He looked really dire on the ball. He was taking way too long, in my opinion, to make his chances where he had them, to get passes off and that. But it was really, really poor football by Sean Longstaff tonight. Newcastle should have come away from this game winners. We had a great penalty shout, which, Kevin Friend looked at on VAR, and for some reason he deemed wasn't a penalty, which I find absolutely embarrassing, from the officiating team tonight, that they seen that as not being a penalty when you look at it back on the replay and you see that it clearly was a penalty. Cooper clearly went in at the back, didn't get any of the ball, and he took Callum Wilson down inside the box, and it was clearly a penalty, in my opinion. But of course, there's no your thoughts in the comments, of course, and in the live chat at the side, and I'll get onto them comments as they come in. But that scoreline tonight, Leeds scoring 5 against Newcastle, it just didn't justify the game, in my opinion. Newcastle played well, apart from a few moments where, like I say, Longstaff was taking too long with the ball. There was Joe Linton taking a bit too long with the ball, but we opened the scoring, Jeff Hendrick scoring the goal. Then Patrick Bamford got what I could only deem, myself as offside goal as well. It was an offside goal, definitely, in my opinion, the Patrick Bamford one. Any Leeds fans that are watching, let us know your thoughts, of course, in the chat. But that goal from Bamford to equalise in the game was pretty lackluster. One in something you would probably see in FIFA as well, to be honest. It looked like that kind of goal. But then, of course, Leeds took the lead through Rodrigo. Again, not the best of goals by Leeds, but they took the lead through that goal. And then, of course, we got back into it with Kieran Clark scoring a header. A great header by Kieran Clark as well into the back of the net. Was absolutely fantastic header. And Erling was the person to blame for Leeds for the fact that he didn't mark Kieran Clark good enough, to be able to stop Clark getting that goal. And it was an excellent goal by Kieran Clark, I've got to say that. And then, of course, Leeds scored on the 77th minute through Dallas, which that's when it went a little bit crazy, in my opinion. I've got to say, the game just completely lost itself after the 77th minute. It all just went haywire, and Leeds somehow managed to score a fourth goal from Aloisi. And then, of course, Harrison picking up the 5th as well. But that scoreline tonight, in my opinion, it did not justify the way the game should have ended. Newcastle should have definitely got a penalty. And again, you've got to be looking at Steve Bruce for the way he set up the lads. If we just look at the lineup, how Newcastle went into this game. We had Carl Darlow in goal. We had Kieran Clark. We had Federico Fernandez, we had Isaac Hayden, we had Joe Linton, we had Hendrick, we had Fraser, we had Murphy, we had Wilson, we had Lewis, we had Murphy as well at right back, which, don't get us wrong, Murphy was excellent at right back. The person that was down and completely down in the team, in my opinion, tonight was Sean Longstaff and Jeff Hendrick. They just looked completely out of place. Yes, I know our team has just went through a coronavirus outbreak. Fair enough. You could see that with the likes of Isaac Hayden. He seemed very tired and out of place in the team when he was trying to get his bearings in the game as well. And, it's just really, really lackluster play by Steve Bruce once again. Going into this game, this is a game what we should have been coming away from as winners. But unfortunately, again, another inept decision by Steve Bruce. And I don't want to say this because, I love Newcastle United so much, but I knew this was going to happen, with the way Steve Bruce literally sets up the team. You've got Marcel Bielsa of Leeds, absolutely amazing tactical manager, in the ranks with Rafa Benitez, Jose Mourinho, them types of managers. And then you've got Steve Bruce, who is a complete and utter tactical dinosaur. He knows nothing about football. He doesn't even have a plan B if plan A messes up, which plan A isn't even the greatest to begin with. This just shows why managers like Steve Bruce are no longer needed in the game. They need to go. You just have to look at the game tonight, the way Steve Bruce managed the team. It was absolutely lackluster. Yes, there was a decision, like I say, where it should have definitely been a penalty. Kevin Friend deemed it to Simon Hooper that it wasn't a penalty, which, is very, very questionable, but that's what we'll always end up having to go up against when we're going to matches as Newcastle United fans. Some people might say it's a conspiracy, but, at the end of the day, it's the truth. That is what happens to Newcastle. Would you have seen that penalty given in a game with Man United involved in it? Yes, you would have been seeing it given to Man United. If it was Liverpool involved in that game, would you be seeing it given? Yes. That is how bad it is, with the decisions. There's no consistency from the referees. But, that game tonight, I feel it was really, really lackluster. I felt we should have come away from the game with a win. But congratulations, well done to Leeds United for their performance tonight. 5-2 against Newcastle. That's a great scoreline for them, and I'm sure that's going to really help their season. But for us, that's not great at all. That just shows you how bad things are at Newcastle at this moment in time, and especially if you look at the Premier League table. Tonight we are 14th place, 12 games played. Of course, we've got that game in hand against Aston Villa, which is still yet to be announced when it's going to be scheduled for. But after that game tonight against Leeds, I'm not looking forward to the games against Man City and Liverpool. It's just absolutely horrendous. Exactly, David, mate. Exactly. Steve Bruce out. He's got to go, in my opinion. He's got to go. There's no questions asked here. And of course, Nick DeMarco has got to work hard overtime on this. He's got to get this takeover through the door much faster, because we need Steve Bruce out. We need this hierarchy out of Newcastle United, because they are absolutely destroying our club. We were once a great club that was finishing in European spots every season, and now we are getting beat by newly promoted sides. Just look at last season, you know, we ended up losing second game of the season against Norwich, who were newly promoted side. Now you look at Leeds, you know, they're newly promoted side, and we've lost to them tonight. It's just completely and utterly unspeakable. It shouldn't be happening. But, you know, I don't want to ramble on too much. Let us know your thoughts, of course, about the game tonight down in the comments below. If you can as well, please subscribe to the channel, as I'm on the road to 500 subscribers. It would really mean a lot if you could subscribe as well. Please stay safe as well if you're going out anywhere. And, you know, with it being the festive period, Merry Christmas to everybody as well. I hope you all have a great Christmas Day on the 25th. And of course, before that, we do have the other games coming up as well, which I believe were up against Wolves. Up against Fulham next, I think it is. Hopefully, we can pick up the win in that one. But it's just one of them things. Tonight was just an absolutely lackluster performance, in which should have probably been coming away with a win against Leeds. And, you know, that's all I can say at the end of the day. Till next time, remember, like, share, subscribe to 100% Mags, and I'll see you all later. However, lads.